just for you.
Good evening. We'd like to welcome everyone to our regular scheduled monthly meeting for month of July for Alexander County Board of Commissioners. At this time, I will have Commissioner Ronnie Reese to lead us in our invocation, and Commissioner Josh Slell will lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's pray. Father, we come to you this evening and thank you for another day that you've given to us. Lord, thank you for each person that's here, for safe journeys, and for protecting all our county employees and all the ones who keep us safe each day. Be with us as we go through this meeting. Give us wisdom as we make decisions that will move Alexander County forward. Pray for everything that goes on. We thank you for giving us a good day. And Lord, all the blessings that we have, we know come from you. Be with those in Texas and the floods, New Mexico, and all the things that are going on across our land. We just ask you to be in it all. Help us to do what we can, where we can, and make a difference in the place where you put us. Give us a safe journey back to our homes and places of abode, and we'll thank you for it. In your name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
You please face the flag. Attention, salute, pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Do we have any commissioners with any reports to give this evening?
Mr. Chairman, I have one brief note. I just want to say that Molly, or those of you that don't know, my wife, well, Molly is my wife. And anyway, she has taken our younger children to the splash pad at Courthouse Park on multiple occasions. And I had the opportunity a couple weekends ago to go with them and, like I say, went to the splash pad, and we were not the only people there. Our kids were not the only kids there, but just wanted to say there are people enjoying it. My kids love it, and I just think it's a great addition to the county and to our Parks and Rec system, and just kind of wanted to say for my kids, thanks, because it's safe. I mean, there's nothing better than water just squirting out of the ground for no reason. And, it's amazing how long kids will play in a splash pad with a Subway cup. I mean, they don't need lots of stuff. They don't need lots of toys, but anyway, just wanted to mention that.
Thank you.
Well, we had an opportunity to go open up Little Japan. If you hadn't been over to Little Japan in Bethlehem, it's a nice restaurant. The food's very good. The service is good. The way they've done the inside and decorated it and everything, it really, really looks nice. And to see what it was when it was the other facility that was there, to see what it is now, somebody did a tremendous amount of work and made a really nice restaurant for Bethlehem, and it's really good. And the other thing is, as most of you know, that our Board of Elections Supervisor, Mr. Patrick White, left, had the opportunity to give Mr. White one of our boxes that we give now instead of giving a plaque. I had the opportunity to give that to him, and he's moving on to other ventures in life. So, but he did an outstanding job at our Board of Elections, and we appreciate the job he did, and hated to see him leave.
Any other commissioner?
Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to remind everybody, 4th of July, we celebrated that at my house. We didn't have any fireworks, but we ate a lot of hamburgers and hot dogs and watched a lot of it on TV. But, there's going to be a concert, and there will be fireworks after that on the 19th out up to the high school. So, and I want to thank everybody for, supporting 4th of July, all the people that go to work every day, pay their taxes, follow the rules of law and order, and, not marching, not protesting. Alexander County is not known for that. I just want to thank everybody for, for doing what you do every day, making sure that your family's taken care of, following the rules of the law and order, and, that's what we need to do, and we can continue to go. Thank you.
Okay. Any other commissioner? I want to say that with our recent heat waves and stuff coming through the area, we're all neighbors out here in our communities and our county. If you happen to know of a senior nearby or whatnot that you might just want to check on them, even if they're not a senior, check on them. Just to make sure everybody's doing all right and nobody's, having heat strokes and stuff like that lives right beside you. Feel like it's our duty to check on our neighbors and be good neighbors. So just follow up with that, because I changed clothes 3 times today doing what I do because I was a sweaty mess. So just keep check on them. At this time, commissioners, you've seen the agenda. Do we have a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
First, second. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries unanimously. At this time, we'll call forth Sheriff Chad Pennell. We have a special recognition.
I get to sit back and relax for a few minutes. All right, so Greg, if you want to come on up here. So we're here to recognize Greg Foster. He's our Emergency Management and 911 Director. And the North Carolina National Emergency Number Association recognizes an outstanding person in the field each year. And this year, it was our Greg Foster. And on May 5th of 2025, he was honored with the 911 Director of the Year for 2025. So that's why he's here, and we're here to recognize him. You want to say anything?
Say thank you. It's a privilege to serve the county. Been serving for many years. It's been good. I've enjoyed it. I couldn't do it without a fantastic staff, without my Lord and Savior, and without you guys, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, we'll have Garrett Huffman to come up and make a recognition also.
A little bit shorter than Chad. Gentlemen, Madam Clerk, I'd like to thank you guys for having us tonight. Basically, this is just an informal recognition of a county employee who I think has gone above and beyond the call of his normal duties. We're going to recognize Tyler Cornett from Alexander Soil and Water. The reason is, in December of 2022, he was hired. In April, he took special training, was not required. Just a general question I asked his supervisor, Pamela Bowman, to do years ago when we didn't have enough staff. Nobody else around us had staff that could do the same thing. In April, he took the training. By September, he started doing the water points with the fire departments. By October, he was done. Why that might be important, everyone gets a nice little fancy ISO rating for every fire district. So in the districts, he was able to do these water point certifications. He was able to help lower those ratings for those fire districts just because water supply is one of the few areas on the rating and response scoring system that is not something that can just be fixed. So because Tyler took the effort and because he had great leadership and an opportunity, he made something happen for all of our fire departments that I don't think anybody's yet to recognize. Now, I would say that Pamela and I have been talking about this for probably 2 years. We've had a lot of stuff go on. They've been super busy. You know how much stream debris removal they've done. They've also gone and gotten their drone pilot's license and some drones to do surveys. That's all stuff that they went above and beyond to do that I don't think any other soil and water division or commission does as much as they do. So it's kind of a joint recognition for both, but mostly for Tyler for basically and literally jumping in with both feet months into being on a job, stuff that you don't see a lot, especially in county government. So tonight I'd like to recognize Tyler and
Are we going to bring Tyler up there?
yeah, I'm hoping he'll come up here so we can I don't know if he's got anything to say. He's probably pretty shy about it, but learned a lot about Tyler. You can see there's several fire department members here in the crowd. They all supported him. He was not aware of this happening until he saw the agenda, so it's a nice little surprise. But it's been in the works for a while, and I just want him to know that it's not something that we have forgotten about. So I want to say thank you. And appreciate it, Tyler. Look over there. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Why don't you get your family to come up for a picture? Greg
Wait just a second. Picture with Tyler.
Yeah,
family.
get Greg
Both,
and his
both
family.
the folks that got recognized, will need you to come up, along with your families, whatnot, and let's get a photo of you.
Come on up, Greg. Chad, too.
Don't be bashful, just jump up.
And at least pretend like you like each
Yeah.
other.
We want to see the better half that make all this possible.
That's-
We're just hoping to stay in the back,
Don't
Marty,
mess up the
thanks.
picture.
Garrett,
Do them individually, or, yeah, who knows?
Yeah,
Garrett.
do them separately. Each
come on up
one.
here with him.
Sheriff Pennell, you're up here too.
He was trying not to.
Let's do two separate. Chad, you want to be with, Greg here? Let's go that way a little bit.
Yeah. Look out.
It's like Gary, don't knock, you know.
Knock the
down the
paper out.
press.
You'll not make the paper this way. Technical difficulty.
You know, I think we'll take pictures of photographers with the face they make taking the picture.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you.
One more, wait a sec, guys. Pamela, you're supposed to be in this photo.
Yeah,
We don't leave anyone out here.
that's right.
There's a Soil and Water Board member back there too.
Your chairman's here, bring him up.
Yeah.
Yes.
He said he's not.
He said he just got off work.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Must have.
It's a pleasure to sit here and see some recognitions. That's something we don't see a lot of. From my own standpoint, throughout the county, when employees and folks do above average and go above and beyond, I think it's a cool thing. So congratulations, and thanks for taking the steps to do what y'all have done. At this time, we're going to go into a public comment. We do have one individual that has signed up for public comment, so I'll read some rules we have to go by. The public comment period is intended to allow the Board of Commissioners an opportunity to listen to citizens' comments and concerns. It is not a time for the board to discuss issues or answer impromptu questions. Length of comment for each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. Please select one spokesperson to represent a group of citizens. Comments are to be directed to the board as a whole and not to individual members. Citizens will be expected to be civil and courteous in their language and limit comments to issues of public concern. Topics requiring further investigation will be referred to the appropriate county officials or staff and may be scheduled for a future agenda. Any citizens wishing to address the board during public comment shall call the clerk to the board prior to the meeting to have their name placed on the list. Will Mr. William King come to the podium? And if you would, just state your name and just your name, and you have 3 minutes, sir.
All right, well, first of all, I come to y'all because y'all are the head of the Department of Social Service. I've been experiencing a lot of disrespect and, I ain't gonna call it racism, but unacademy action toward my grandchildren. Judge Brown said that I could send my grandchildren gifts and receive pictures from them. Your director now tells me that I am not a relative of them. I have no right to send anything or say anything, but yet she took over $200 worth of merchandise from me and took it without showing me where it went. My grandchildren are the most important things in my life. I get up in the morning thanking them. I used to be a terror in this town because every family has something in their family that someone that's going to go against the rules and the regulations. Well, my grandchildren stopped me from being that way, and I'm a respectful, honorable man, and I love my grandchildren more than anything in the world. And as you are parents and grandchildren, tell me how far you would go for yours. I would not stop fighting for them. And I ask y'all to help me get this straightened out as a grandparent regardless, because grandparents raise these children. We teach them the value of life. But for a kid to be told that you're no good, you're a castaway, and thrown out until you're 18, and then you're gonna end up on the streets as a drug addict, a thief, or a liar, or a prostitute, it's not right. Now, I don't care what county backs their Department of Social Services say this. And I'm very, very upset about this, because this is my life, my children's life. And I wish that you would look into this and the person that y'all appointed to this position, because no one has to be disrespected. And I do not see none of my people up in here or nothing, but still yet, we're your constituents. And help us, help me, because I love my grandchildren. And I will fight until the day that I die for them. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. If you would, come here a minute. Give her your phone number, please.
You just want to write it down instead of saying it out loud. I'll hold it still. Okay, thank you.
Can you read? Thank you, Mr. King.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
At this time, do we have a motion to go into public hearing for rezoning case RZ 2501 Barlow?
Make a motion to go into public hearing for rezoning case RZ 2501 Barlow.
Second.
All in favor, right hand? Motion carries unanimously. Amy Bucknam, County Planner, is going to lead us in our public hearing.
Okay. Thank you, Chairman Pennell, Commissioners. Michael Barlow has petitioned to rezone his approximately 1.2 acres off of Liberty Lane from Residential District 2 to Residential District 2 Rural, with the intention of placing a single-wide manufactured home. The two zoning districts are very similar in their density and use, but R2 does not allow for single wides and R2R does. So the vicinity around that area is classified as rural urban transition area, which by our comprehensive plan is appropriate for residential district 2. Our comprehensive plan asks for us to adopt clear, equitable, reasonably focused rules, and R2R fosters residential, low to medium density residential, which is what is intended for the R2R district. As you can see in the pictures, the R2 is the lighter beige color. R2R is the darker color, so it is surrounding that area, so it's not spot zoning or anything like that. This area does have public water, does not have public sewer. There are no sidewalks or any other public utilities around there. And any development that they put on there will have to meet all of our regulations and follow all of the processes that we normally do, go through environmental health, building inspections, and zoning as well. The planning board did meet and consider this request on June 12th. They recommended it as consistent. I will note that we have received several inquiries about the signs when we put them in, with some concerns about some code enforcement issues. So a case has been opened up and is currently being worked through. So that may delay some of the actual permitting. But in terms of the rezoning itself, it's consistent with our comprehensive plan.
There's other single-wide manufactured homes around this one, isn't there?
Correct. And on the road, it's actually, you can see it's a flag lot, so the address is off of Liberty, but it's B&L Lane. It's the same owner who had purchased that land, subdivided it, put a few single wides there with the intention of doing this, and was delayed in doing it. So his plan all along was to put this single wide there.
This is, remind everyone, this is a public hearing, so anyone in the attendance can speak. You are going to speak. If you would, just raise your hand. I'll call on you, and I'll ask you to come forth. When you come forth, if you would, just state your name, sir.
My name is Nathaniel Shoup. I'm actually the one that owns the
Nathaniel
property. Shoup, S-H-O-U-P. I actually own the property at the very back corner where the equestrian center, and basically my property goes between the B&L property where that's highlighted and his other property on the right-hand side, and then the equestrian center right there to the back. This man has put me through living hell ever since I bought this property. He's destroyed, basically he's tried to take that back corner from me at least 3 different times. First time he come asked for a right-of-way, to purchase a right-of-way. I said no. Then the second time, I put a fence up, because I'm trying to get my whole property fenced in. He just took his backhoe and just ran right over my fence. Basically he was trying to make a right-of-way from that back corner to his other lower property. And so basically he's run over me 2 or 3 times, and I found people trying to make meth on my property. He doesn't do any type of, background checks or anything. If he does, it's just a bare minimum. I've had people steal all my, steal my stuff and everything. I've had to put security cameras all around my house, all around the property. And, he moved that trailer in. The reason why he's wanting to get it rezoned is he moved that trailer in and tried setting it up. And I guess the zone changed, and he wasn't aware of it or whatever, so he did all this without even trying to pull permits and stuff, I guess, first. And I just don't want it, he's got too many properties around there. He doesn't keep them up. I've talked to all my neighbors and stuff around there that actually will talk to me. There's roof leaks, there's mold in there and everything. He's not a landlord, he's a slumlord. So that's just my opinion. So that's all I wanted to say.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome.
He had his hand up first, so this gentleman right here behind you, you raised your hand, if you would come forward. If you would, just state your name when you get to the podium.
It's Mike Barlow, and all this stuff that he's saying is not true. The mobile home got put on there in February, and long story short, I've had 4 brain surgeries since then, and just now getting over everything. And I wasn't aware that they was going to rezone, everything and stuff. But I'm compliant with everything that they've done. I've done got the septic tank permit, and it's septic tanks on there and everything. Water, everything's hooked up and stuff. And like I say, I didn't know that they rezoned, you know, gonna rezone stuff, you know.
Is that it?
That's it.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Come forward.
Good evening, Commissioners. The reason he's had Daniel Fogel, the reason he's had this brain surgery is because one of his tenants whooped his butt. He has had numerous drug addicts in there. We have ran more than our share of calls for illegal burns when he kicks one out and decides that he's just going to pile the trash up and burn it. We've been in these trailers for overdose calls. You're scared to walk on the floor in there. We've been in there because of an air conditioner that was plugged into a wall that was smoking, and the walls were all moldy. He is a slumlord. He didn't till just this weekend decide to start cleaning this place up. We don't need any more trash on Liberty Lane. We have a nice road, we have nice neighbors. He brings in just the bottom of this pond. Other than that, it's always something going on over there. You can pull up CAD from 911 and there's a long list of calls. 66 Liberty Lane, we go there numerous times because of stuff going on. This is not, it's got to stop. And he's gotten away with it forever. I mean, you go and look at these trailers, they need to be condemned, let alone people living in them. Half of them got sheets and towels hanging on the windows just for whatever. I guess they use it to shade when they're in there making their meth. We need y'all to do something. Thank you.
Hey, one question, sir. Do you live on that or just attending calls there?
I live across the street from there.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else in attendance? Do I have a motion to close public hearing?
Make a motion to close public hearing.
Second.
All in favor, right hand. Motion carries unanimously. At this time, any discussion with the commissioners?
What is, and I maybe missed it, but what is the recommendation?
So the recommendation from our board, looking at just the land use, it is a reasonable land use for our comprehensive plan. Like I said, we did open code enforcement because of many of the calls that we had. And as staff, we're limited to looking at the land alone and that land use. And so the land use is appropriate for that. As far as permitting, they will have to resolve the violations before permitting can go forward.
If you would, stay there. This is a message, question for county attorney. For the Board of Commissioners, what does the Board of Commissioners have to base their decision on by law?
As Ms. Bucknam mentioned, they're looking at the use of the property. There's multiple issues that sound like we may be able to resolve through code enforcement. But as for the rezoning, you're looking to see if the change from one zoning to another is consistent with the comprehensive plan.
Okay.
And, Mr. Chairman, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we are looking at the land use regardless of owner.
That's correct.
I mean, because just throwing this out there, the rezone, the zoning and or land use does not change due to ownership change. So just to give, so if property is sold to someone else for any
Code
reason,
stays the
or, whatever, I mean, like I say, we're looking at it strictly from a land use perspective,
That's correct.
and, yeah, that's all,
The question before the board is whether the rezoning to allow for a single-wide residential use is consistent. Based on not only the surrounding parcels, but also what the comprehensive plan has in store for that area in the next 30 years.
Thank you. Commissioner Herman?
Mr. Chairman, it looks to me like there's two totally different issues here. If there's a problem, the code enforcement needs to take care of it. But to act on rezoning this, to me, has nothing to do with the code enforcement. That's a whole different issue somebody else is gonna have to address.
Any other discussion? Do we have a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve it.
I will second it. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries unanimously. I do want to go on my own comment here. It sounds to me like there is the possibility of infractions to our code in that area, and we'll hold accountable our code enforcement office to look further into those situations and deal with those properly. But with approving the zoning has nothing to do with the violations on that aspect. So, thank you, Amy.
Mr. Chairman, I will coordinate with planning and code enforcement and speak to the individuals who spoke tonight, either after the meeting or more preferably tomorrow in my office, if they'd like to stop by.
All right, thank you. We're moving on to amended resolution to direct the expenditure of opioid settlement funds given by County Attorney Ben Falconberry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. This is an amended resolution to direct the expenditure of opioid settlement funds. This resolution is necessary under the MOA between the state and Alexander County, along with the SAF and SAF-2, which are the settlement funding agreements. It authorizes an increase of $74,687 to the fiscal year post-overdose response team budget. That's to cover the costs of adding one new full-time peer support specialist position. The filling of this position was placed on hold until staff could accurately project the opioid settlement funding revenues and expenses for currently authorized strategies. Staff has determined that there is sufficient funding to allow expansion of these positions in the PORT program as previously requested for this fiscal year. I'd like to thank Shannon Childers and all of our PORT paramedics and peer support specialists for all the work they've done and will continue to do as using this funding to help meet the needs of our citizens who are struggling with substance abuse due to the opioid epidemic. As I stated, this is required as a basis, the resolution is required as a basis of the MOA that we've entered with the state of North Carolina and the settlement funders. So I would ask for a motion to approve the amended resolution to direct the expenditure of opioid settlement funds for that reason.
I make a motion to approve the resolution as stated.
Second.
First and a second, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries unanimously. Thanks, sir. Next on the agenda is resolution authorizing NC Department of Commerce building reuse grant application for urgent care facility given by county attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This resolution authorizes an application to the North Carolina Department of Commerce for a building reuse grant. That grant is to assist Urgent Care of Mountain View with renovation costs to a facility they will be leasing on Macedonia Church Road. That facility is currently a medical facility, but there's some vacant space in the building that the Urgent Care wishes to renovate and use for their purposes. Alexander County will partner with Urgent Care of Mountain View and Catawba Valley Medical Center to plan and execute renovations to a portion of that building. As I said, the urgent care of Mountain View will be the only after-hours medical facility within the county to assist residents needing emergent care or urgent care. And again, we will work directly with property owners during the course of these building renovations to oversee them. The project will create 8 full-time employee positions. That includes 2 medical providers, 4 medical assistants, and 2 front desk receptionists. And again, the urgent care plan is to lease the space from Catawba Valley Medical Center, who's the property owner. The grant is for a total of $80,000. There is a 5% match of $4,000 from the county. I would ask for a motion to approve the resolution authorizing the building reuse grant application.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion we approve this building reuse grant.
I second it.
First and a second. Any discussion?
I'd just like to say that's a great thing that we're gonna have. We need a place to go in the county.
Right.
I have grandkids that are young, and, you know, I'm old too, so things happen. And sometimes they happen when nothing else is open, so, you know, this will be a good thing. How long are they gonna be leasing it? Do you know if it's a long-range lease or not, Mr. Falkenberg?
I want to say it's a 3-year lease, but I'll look into that and let you know.
Okay, thank you.
What's the projected startup date? Do we have that?
As for renovations, I believe they will start soon, as in the next month or 2. As for completion and when they move in, I do not know off the top of my head, but can look into that as well.
Yes.
Well, I think it's a great thing to have an urgent care coming back to Alexander County in this area specifically. So hopefully it'll be utilized by our folks here, and I see it as a need that's being fulfilled in the area. So we've had a first and a second. Any other commissioner with a comment? All in favor, right hand. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. At this time, Health Department special update by Director Billy Walker.
Good evening. I am here to do the special end-of-year report. This has a review of the public health 10 essential services, the workforce development, then a summary of our services that we have provided for the year, and then the bad debt write-off. This is the 10 essential public health services that we work under. Everything that we do for the community should fit under one of these categories. Next slide. So we are required to report this in our aid to county, report to the state. And so I'm going to read off the bullets to you all so that you know what we have done this past year in each category. So number 1 is monitoring the health status to identify and solve community health problems. And we monitored the opioid epidemic. We monitored the health and safety in food in the restaurants and food establishments, and continual monitoring of communicable diseases. Number 2 is diagnose and investigate health problems and health hazards. This is a continual monitoring of communicable diseases and preparedness planning in the community with various partners. Number 3 is inform and educate and empower people about health issues. We did the Detect and Reflect education event with parents in schools on dangers of the substance use disorders. We educated the schools on the dangers of substance use disorder and the vaping, and then we did Speedway to Healthy. We also did the farm worker flu education vaccination availability to our local farm workers. We did the Mediterranean diet education for limited English proficient populations with our cooperative extension program. We also did STD and teen pregnancy prevention in schools. Number 4, mobilize community partnerships and actions to identify and solve health problems. We utilized our Healthy Alexandrians Committee. We participated on the local aging council team. We participated with the multimodal grant team and on the Juvenile Crime Prevention Council and the School Health Advisory Council within the schools. That's just a couple of the committees we're on. We're on a lot of committees. Develop policies and plans that support individual and community health efforts. This is a continual process. We annually develop policy and plans for our preparedness program, and we created a shelter plan this year to include a call-down list and schedule for nursing staff. And of course, we continually update all of our policies in-house. Number 6 is enforce laws and regulations that protect the health and safety and ensure safety, and that is a continual process through the year. Number 7, we link people to the needed personal health services and assure the provision of health care when otherwise unavailable. And we did behavioral health in assistance to RHA. We assisted with PORT. We have an MOA for patient transportation. WIC, we have our care management team. Number 8, assure competent public and personal health care workforce. We did the Applied Suicide Intervention Skills Training, which is also known as ASSIST. We did Certified Public Health Nurse course. This is required now for public health nursing to keep your job in public health. So I'm excited to say that all of our nurses have done this required course. All but one of our, and she's brand new, so they give you a certain amount of time to do that. So all of our nurses have done that except our brand new nurse. Environmental health, our new environmental health specialist, he has now been authorized, so he's completed that training. We have ensured all of our licensed staff are up to date with their required trainings and certifications. We had a new nurse come, and she has done the extended nurse enhanced role completion, so she can now do STD testing on her own. And then we did the public health law training. Number 9 is evaluate the effectiveness of accessibility and quality of personal and population-based health services. So with that, it's a lot of surveying the population. Now, of course, you know we're doing that. So we do our employee health clinic survey. We do our family plan and quality improvement plan. We do patient satisfaction surveys. And monthly, we do a review of complaints in-house to assess where changes are needed. Number 10, they want us to research for new insight and innovative solutions to health problems, and we're always looking for ways to reach this, and it's difficult for us because we don't have universities in our area to use to help us do that. So, but that's our 10 essential services of what we did this year, so that's what we reported to the state. The next thing I'm going to go over is our workforce development. We're required to let our board know every year where we're at on this. The training and development of our current workforce and planning ahead for the future of employees is crucial. And recruitment and retention is our hardest thing. But in the health department, we do a good job, I think, of keeping our employees. But I have to do this every year, so I have to tell you about our workforce development plan. We have a policy, and it's admin 5.50, and then we do a staff orientation, continuing education, and annual training policy, and that's admin 5.45. We evaluate those annually, and we do staff training on those annually, and of course, we let y'all see those, and we train y'all on those when you come in, and we do those with y'all annually. So, We feel like knowing our workforce is the key factor in this, and like I said, our vacancy is historically low. I think sustaining our public health staff is what is important. But here are our numbers. We have 37 positions in the health department, and 35 of those are currently filled. And I included this table for you to sort of to see the numbers. So our vacancy rate is 5.4% for the year. 11.4% of our employees were male, 88.6% were female, 97.1 white, 2.9 Hispanic. 40% are greater than 50 years old. So this is something new I added this year was the retention rate. 57% were management team, and then 16% are employees less than 5 years from retirement. Next slide. So here is what we compare to our population. Next slide. So here is the generation categories. So baby boomers is 5.7%. Generation X is 54.3%, and I have it highlighted since it's our largest. The millennials is 22.9%, and Generation Z is 17.1%. Next slide. I included a picture of the staff, and I also included the number beside their discipline with their credentials labeled. I also added what we're working on in our health department. So I put that we look at our demographics of our workforce, we look at the competency levels, we also take employee feedback and on their employee performance evaluations, and we use that to forecast the needs to help build a stronger workforce. All of our staff participated in a True Colors training this year, and that just gave us an idea of how they learn differently and how they communicate to each other, so it kind of helps the management team know how to deal with different variety of the skills and communication. So that was very helpful. Our department goals, we put the increased promotion of internal staff advancement as much as possible, succession planning by cross-training staff who are interested in advancement. If they have education for those type of jobs, and maybe encouraging them, hey, if you're interested in moving up, what they would need to attain those skills for that position, so that if they become available, they can apply. Continuing our orientation and our staff training system to increase training and professional development. And I put NeoGov in there because we integrated that system as the county, and we're wanting to work towards putting all of the training into that, so that might come. But we have a orientation system in our health department to where when our new staff come in, it's like they come in and they do a skills checklist, and by the time that they are made permanent, they have checked off on all those skills for that job. So that works well. Other strategies, we actually started a getting to know, and this is where certain employees in departments come and do a panel discussion, and they share their on-the-job expertise with the whole health department, and that has helped because we're in 3 different buildings, and I have new employees that maybe don't know what environmental health does. And so it has really been great for the environmental health team to come in and meet everybody and tell us what they do, so that when we get calls, then we can answer those questions. So we're having every department do that, and that's been a great thing. And then we also did a newspaper to where when we get new employees, we put their picture and where they're going to be working and a little bit about them, so that everybody will know who they are when they're going to the different buildings, because we have 3 different buildings where administrative staff's in one building, then we have clinic, and then environmental health is in another. So that has also helped us get to know people. Next slide. This is a summary of our services provided for the year. And I highlighted maternal health because we lost our maternal health program, and it says 41, but that was positive pregnancy test only. So I wanted to make sure that you knew that. We assure services, so we send the pregnant population to Catawba. They're still seeing our clients for us. And our total this year is actually greater than it was last year. So we're seeing more clients this year.
Can we stop right there for a minute? Are you clicking or is Chad clicking the?
Chad.
Chad? Could you move that back to, yes, that one right there? So like, what's the top 2 or 3 services that our folks need from the health department standpoint?
Well, dental health is huge. I would say that primary care is big. Adult health is big. That's hard for me to answer because we've got so many different services and so many people come in for different things.
So you're saying dental and primary care, is that just like year after year type scenario, those 2 being?
Those will always be greater, yes. And you know, if you think about it, primary care is going to always be high because we also have a sliding fee scale to where we slide that fee to a lower amount, so.
All righty.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Maternal health too, we would love to have that program back, but
Does anything else in the county help with the maternal health at all? No?
no. Any more questions?
Why did we lose it?
The provider left us, and so we didn't, we've been asking, and nobody wants to come to Alexander County to see our clients, so you have to have a provider to oversee. It's such a specialty. You just can't get a provider to come in and see those clients. You have to have somebody
So
that's.
what's the reasoning behind that from the providers not coming here?
Not enough.
Or do they share?
Not enough clients to make it
Worth their while.
beneficial and.
Gotcha.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Start having more babies. Need some more babies to come in.
We really do,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
All right.
All right, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine. The last thing is our bad debt write-off. We have to do this, we do this twice a year. And so we always ask for money at the time that the service is rendered. But of course, you know, there's lots of times that we don't get the payment. So this one is for, you can go to the next slide. This one is for from January 1 to 6/30/2025. And I have listed them out in which program that the amounts are in. So I'm going to need approval for this.
Right now?
Mhm.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve the debt write-off as presented.
Second.
First and second, any discussion? Go ahead.
I just want to ask one question. Based on receivables, what percentage, and I know it's just probably putting you on the spot when you start talking about percentages, okay? But what percentage of this debt write-off compared to your receipts, your receivables?
That I would have to look
I know,
at.
and that's why I said it's gonna put you in a bad spot, and I
Oh, oh.
apologize for that. But I think it'd be good for the public to know how much you're receiving, because, ever since I've been involved, the debt write-off has never been just outstanding. It's unbelievable of how well, with the, it's amazing how it's paid, that people do everything they can to come pay. Because all they gotta do is come by and give you $5 here, $5
yeah,
there, and just,
yeah.
and you'll work with them any way you can.
Yeah.
And people need to understand that.
Yeah.
You're not there to give them a hard time. You're there to assist them in any way that you possibly can.
Yeah, we do have a payment plan.
Right.
That we will set up with everyone. I did write down too where we were last year and the year before, just to kind of give you an idea. Last year, we were at $1,239.93. And then a year before that, we were at $2,941.43. So we're kind of in the middle of both of those years, just to give you an idea.
I think it'd probably shock folks, because that's over a 6-month period of time, half a year, of what low percentage that is based on what's actually coming.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
I
just think it'd be
can
good to-
send Jamie those numbers.
It'd just be good for the, folks to know.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there'll be people say, you gotta be kidding me, them people at the health department not paying their bills, what's the problem?
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. That's
Right,
not the way
right.
it is.
Yeah.
And that's
you-
the reason I say that to
If you go
That's the
back
only
to
reason.
the slide before though, or before it, if you look at the 5,218, that's unduplicated numbers. That's a lot of numbers. So if you actually look at total amount in, but I will definitely get Jamie those numbers
Thank you,
so that
Mayor.
you can see them.
We had a first and a second. No further discussion. Do everyone that approves, raise your right hand. Motion carries unanimously. Carries on.
And that's it. Any more questions?
May I ask one more question?
Yeah.
Based on the fact that everybody's talking about measles and the way that's happening in Texas, we had one case reported, if I'm not mistaken, in North Carolina, you know. And I know that, we have this little back and forth about it and everything, but what are they telling you, and what are they saying to our health department about the situation in North Carolina?
Right now, we are actually doing calls with the state weekly, and we are actually, and I'm gonna let the secret out, but we're doing a training, a tabletop training, Friday with our staff. So we're getting prepared, in case it comes closer. But there were, I think there were 20 counties involved in the one that came to North Carolina.
Right, and it's somebody that was traveling.
Yes, they were from out of
Yes.
country. Yeah.
Thank you.
Lots of calls on that, though.
I
Lots of
sort of-
work, lots of work, lots of sleepless nights for that county. Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
At this time, County Attorney Ben Falconberry will give us our budget ordinance amendments, number 1 and 2.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Budget amendment number 1 is to amend the general fund expenditures and revenues as laid out on the ordinance to increase the sheriff's office budget for $12,931 remaining from a state grant. That is to be used for expenses incurred in enforcing the laws of North Carolina and carrying out other duties set by law. The grant has an expenditure deadline, which has been extended to June 30th, 2026. Those funds will be used towards the purchase of equipment, specifically for the armored vehicle being planned to be purchased in fiscal year 2026. It is also to increase the sheriff's office budget for 2 emergency management grant reimbursements from the state, those being $11,990 and $12,920. Those grants were received for deputy involvement and deployment to other counties in western North Carolina to respond to Hurricane Helene. This fiscal year's budget increases will be used for additional night vision and a software update. It is to also increase the sheriff's office budget for 2 prior years' orders, one for $4,770 and $5,132 that were unable to be filled by the vendors, respective vendors in fiscal year 2025, and to increase the sheriff's office budget for the use of federal equitable share funds and state unauthorized substance tax funds, in addition to $150,000 from the capital outlay budget for the purchase of an armored vehicle. These federal and state drug funds must be used to increase the law enforcement budget. Fund balance is being used for this budget amendment because all of these items are for the use of the funds that were received in the prior budget year and are in fund balance. Budget amendment number 2 is to amend the general fund expenditures and revenues to increase the DSS budget for remaining balance of adult protective services, advanced state funding. Those funds were received in the last fiscal year, again in response to Hurricane Helene, and are available until exhausted or retracted by the state. Budget ordinance amendment number 2 is also to increase the DSS budget for the remaining balance of child protective services, advanced state funding. Again, that was for Hurricane Helene, and are available until exhausted or retracted by the state. Basically, that is a carryover of prior funding from previous funding years into this current fiscal year. That is budget ordinance amendment number 1 and 2. I would request a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion, we approve budget amendments 1 and 2.
Second.
First and second, any discussion? If not, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries unanimously. This time, Ben Falconberry will bring forth the consent agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Very briefly, there are 11 items on the consent agenda, first of which is tax abatements and adjustments of $1,210.99 and tax refunds of $1,509.95 for the period of May 27th to July 6th, 2025. You also have before you the minutes from the May 19th and June 2nd, 2025 regular meetings and the June 2nd Consolidated Human Services Board meeting. You have 2 board and committee appointments, first of which is for tax collector. That is Todd Rauscher for a 3-year term, and Commissioner Larry Yoder for the NCACC Annual Conference Voting Delegate. There's also an agreement to ratify with Crisis 24 Incorporated for Code Red emergency alerts. That agreement is replacing HyperReach based on community and citizen input to staff. They felt like the switch back to Code Red would be a benefit for our citizens. And you see how important those types of services are to citizens, especially with what happened in Texas last week. There's a resolution to approve the annual bonding of county officials, that being for tax administrator, finance officer, and a blanket bond for employees who handle money. You have DSS Energy Programs Outreach Plan, 2025-2026, which is DSS's plan to engage community partners to get the word out as to how citizens in the county can take advantage of our programs to address energy needs. The Home and Community Care Block Grant for state fiscal year 2025-2026. The state grant was in the amount of $308,060 with a local match of $34,229. That money will be used to address issues with our aging community and senior citizens, and will be dispersed to various programs to address adult day health, congregate meals, home-delivered meals, housing and home improvement, in-home aid, senior center operations, general transportation, and medical transportation. So again, those 2 grants total $342,289. There's also a renewal of a lease agreement for economic development space on Highway 16 North, which is where our Economic Development Department is currently residing. There's the Alexander County Performance Evaluation Policy, which has been updated and will be implemented as soon as possible. There's a nonprofit funding contracts with five nonprofits, partners in Alexander County. First of which is Alexander County Partnership for Children, Alexander County Habitat for Humanity, Studio 3 NC, the Bridge Community, and Midnight Arts and Heritage Center. Those contracts outline the requirements for reporting, for the use of public funds, and also delegates the county's official stance on those contracts. There's also a request from Sheriff Chad Pennell. Finally, there's a request from Sheriff Chad Pennell to surplus a Glock 45 9mm to Lieutenant Buddy McKinney, who is retiring in August 2025. Those are the items on the consent agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? If not, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries unanimously. And at this time, we'll have Ben Falconberry, County Attorney, to take us into closed session.
Mr. Chairman, pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 143, 318, 11A, 3, and 6, I ask the board for a motion to go into closed session, as closed session is required to consult with an attorney employed or retained by the public body in order to preserve attorney-client privilege between the attorney and the board, and to consider the qualifications, competence, performance, character, fitness, conditions of appointment, or conditions of an initial employment. I do not expect any further action after closed session.
Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, make a motion to go into closed session as presented by our county attorney.
Second.
First and second, all in favor, right hand. Motion carries unanimously. We will now consider ourselves in closed session. Thanks for everyone attending this evening.